Hi, this is Len, KD0RC, and I discovered that the output of the tracking generator of the Rigol DSA 815 maybe isn't as clean as we might think. So I get some spurs, not that it matters, but if you're going to use it as a signal source, it's maybe not as clean a source as you might think. So let's start off with the setup. I'm going to take a center frequency of 10 kilohertz. I'm going to set the span to 0 span. I'm going to turn the tracking generator on. Set the oscilloscope so that we can see the signal. And I'll move the camera, and here is what a 10 kilohertz signal looks like from the tracking generator on a Tektronix 2213 analog scope. I also have a PC based digital scope that shows exactly the same trace. Alright, we'll move that up to 50 megahertz and you'll see that it gets a lot cleaner, but then we'll also look at these spurs that you can see from even a 50 megahertz signal in a audio-based spectrum analyzer hooked up to a Kenwood TS2000. Okay, so let's change the frequency to, I'm going to change it to 50.1 megahertz because that's where the receiver happens to be set. You can hear the tone in the TS2000 in the background, and if we set the oscilloscope to something reasonable here, you can see that the signal is significantly cleaner but still has quite a few spurs. So now we're looking at the audio spectrum from spectrogram coming from the Kenwood TS2000, and you see the center strong signal is the 50.1 megahertz signal, and there's quite a few little side bands on there that are fairly high, and so it's not really that clean of a signal, which just says that as you get higher in frequency it gets a little bit better, but it never gets great. By the time you get down to 10 kilohertz, it's really a horrible looking signal. So not a bad signal generator for certain types of work, but if you're looking for some precision, you don't really get it. It's not a precise sine wave. It's something a little bit squirrely based on how they generate that signal for the tracking generator. Always interested in comments on this kind of stuff. I was just surprised to see so many sidebands in that I expected a cleaner signal. By the way, if you look at the 10 megahertz reference signal that comes out the back, it's very clean. You'll get one peak only. You won't get any of the sidebands if you look at the 10 megahertz signal from the back of the scope. So that's a nice clean sine wave, but the generated signal for the tracking generator isn't really that clean. Thanks, 73. This is KD0RC.